Scott Clark Honda on Independence Boulevard.
Ghosts and goblins aren't the only creatures you'll need to watch out for on Halloween. There's some very real terrors lurking in your yard, maybe looking to. Michael Pothier of Arrow Exterminators is here to explain. Michael, thanks for being here on such a lovely subject this Saturday morning.
Understood.
Yeah. So we're talking about some of those seasonal pests, I guess.
Well, they're not just seasonal.
They're not.
But this time of year, everybody's thinking about those creepy things, and it just sort of fits in. Let's put it that way.
Yes, it certainly does. So take us through one of the first ones you're talking about here, flesh flies. It sounds delightful.
Yeah, well, anybody that's watched, some of these TV shows, where the flies are invading the dead body and kind of thing. But they feed on all different kinds of things, feces and dead animals and obviously dead people. So not a very nice thing.
Right, so that's not something you really want flying around your property, your house, because then it lands on your counter and...
and if you have them, there's something dead around.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing.
Well, maybe something in the backyard that, I don't know, the pests come inside.
Yep.
Something that makes a lot of news around Halloween, bats.
Yep. Well, there's always this preconception that they're vampires and they suck on your blood. And the reality is that very few are. But they... in this area, we really haven't seen a lot of it, but you start getting a little bit towards western North Carolina and eastern, there's a lot of issues with them. And more so with the guano, which is their droppings.
Right.
It does cause disease. So
they do a lot of great beneficial things in the environment as well, but you certainly don't want them on your property. Let's talk about earwigs. Those are pretty common.
They are. They have a little pinchers on the back.
Yeah.
The scary thing about them is there's the old story of they burrowed down into your ear and ate at your brain. So.
We don't like that. We know that is a myth. That does not actually happen, but nobody wants to see them in the house.
No, not at all. No.
Bed bugs. Those are a real issue for a lot of people, and they can kind of pop up unexpectedly.
It has become even across the whole country, has become a serious issue. They've been very difficult to control or eliminate, and a lot of that is just because it's a cooperative effort to get rid of them, and sometimes, it takes a lot of work to prepare for it, and they're just a scary thing.
We don't like those. Our last one, we don't have a lot of time. Talk to me about the black widow spiders.
Black widow spiders, you generally won't see them.
Okay.
They like to live between rocks or in a box or behind a box, so you don't see them very often. But if you do, you don't want to get bit by one. Give it some respect. And they do make a lot of cobwebs, so you'll know if they're there.
Okay, that's good to know. I always think about that with my kids playing in the yard. I don't want to get them surprised by any of those spiders, so good information there.
There you go.
Thank you, Michael, for joining us from Arrow Exterminators. We'll be right back.
Select Scott Clark Toyota. Select from over 2,000 vehicles. Select 0% financing on select 2016 and 17 models.